How did the doxing site DOGEquest manage to get a hold of the personal data and addresses of Tesla owners? Now, the DOGEquest website appeared back in mid-March of 2025. The website listed the names, addresses, and phone numbers of Tesla owners throughout the US using an interactive map and used images of a Molotov cocktail as a cursor. The website disappeared within just a few days, but reappeared on the dark web still with the same data. So I dug into this, and Kobe Scullion of Obscure IQ did a lot of the heavy lifting. We found some stuff and immediately contacted the FBI. So in the video I'm about to show you, it's actually a little incomplete due to the current investigation, but here's what I can tell you. And since Colby is the hero of this story, let me pass it over to him.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. Some of you might have been hearing the past month or so about a website that's popped up online called DOGEquest. Now, this site is primarily known for doxing individual Tesla owners. In addition to Tesla owners' personal information being on the site, there's also locations of all US Tesla dealerships and also supercharging stations. And in all, there's about 1,700 records on this site. Now, reports of DOGEquest started popping up around March 17th. Not long after that, the website went completely down. But not long after that, the website was put back up, but this time it was on the dark web. Now, the first question that I had was, how did they obtain information on Tesla owners? How did they know somebody in the United States actually owned a Tesla? Did they hack Tesla? Did they hack a state DMV? Did they buy this information from data brokers, or did they do something else? So I wanted to test this out to see what patterns I can find. So I took a sampling of about 50 different email addresses. And the first place I went to was Doxxed from District 4 Labs, which is a fantastic OSINT tool, and it holds one of the world's largest repositories of breach data. Now, I initially sampled, as I said, 50 email addresses, and the pattern became clear very quickly. Each one of these individuals were in the ParkMobile data breach, and additionally, they were listed in the breach as having a Tesla. So the next thing, after we had sampled just a small amount of email addresses, we went and actually accessed the full ParkMobile data breach. And I don't encourage anybody to go out and actually download this. We're doing this for educational purposes here. So what we have here listed on this slide is the actual headers from the raw data breach file. And you can see that there is client ID, title, initials, first name, last name, and the list goes on. But the most interesting one is actually the bottom one that says descriptions. The descriptions field holds custom vehicle nicknames that individuals that have the ParkMobile app will give their vehicles. For instance, as we could tell, most individuals who had a Tesla just nicknamed their vehicle the Tesla. Others gave it a little bit more of a specific name, such as Model Y or Model 3. So what we ended up doing was creating a Python program. And this program did a couple of different things. It, one, made an email match. After that email was matched, it then looked into the description field. And we had searched for a variety of different terms to pull out from this description field. And you can see that over here on the right. Some of these search terms, and as I said this a little bit earlier, are Tesla, Model S, Model 3, Model Y, Cybertruck, etc. We also have different spelling variations listed in here as well. Because of that, we were actually able to broaden the number of matches that we had. And we ended up coming to the conclusion after our analysis was finished that about 98.2% of individuals on the DOGEquest site not only had been involved in the ParkMobile data breach, but also were listed in there as having Teslas. Now, in all, there was over 74,000 individuals in this data breach that met that criteria. So the question is, why did they not show up on the DOGEquest site? And we honestly don't know for sure, but one thing that we suspect is that the individuals that were selected to be on the site are usually pretty prominent folks, such as leaders of an organization, people who are relatively high net worth or well known. And really, the set of people on this have careers in a vast array of different industries. Now, what about the other 1.8% that doesn't really fall into these categories? So, we suspect that they were also targeted because of who they are. Now, this set of individuals tended to be aligned closely with either the federal government, currently work at a company that is owned by Elon Musk, and also possibly have a direct connection to Doge. Now, while the Park Mobile data breach appears to be the way that the folks behind this website had found out who owned Teslas in the United States, there were also other data points listed on the DOGEquest site that was not in the Park Mobile breach at all. So, over here on the right, you can see a sample of the fields that are listed on the DOGEquest site. These include social media data, address information, and in cases where a business is listed, even their hours of operation. So, how do these individuals behind the DOGEquest site obtain this info? We don't exactly know, but we do suspect that they may have utilized data brokers. Now, do we think they contacted a data broker directly and purchased this data? We doubt that, frankly. We suspect they might have scraped the information from a site that's easily accessible, which is perhaps a people search site. So we had to rule out that the extra information wasn't just pulled from an additional data breach. So to do this, it was pretty straightforward. We actually go back to Doxxed here and ran another random sample of email checks against their entire catalog of data breaches. And what we found was none of them had enough information to provide the complete profile that was listed on the DOGEquest site. So to us, this strongly suggests that the creators of the DOGEquest site didn't just rely on breach data. It looks like they also supplemented the missing information from commercial data brokers. So while this started with a mysterious website targeting Tesla owners, what we found was really a much bigger issue. And that is once your personal information is out there in breaches on data broker sites, on social media, it doesn't take much to piece together an incredibly detailed profile about you. This is what makes it so dangerous. Most of the people listed on the DOGEquest site weren't targeted because they were careless. They were targeted because someone took advantage of how fragmented and exposed our digital lives really have become. What this shows is that even partial data, such as a name, an email, a car nickname, can be weaponized and combined with publicly available sources. That's why digital protection isn't just about stopping hackers. It's about limiting your exposure. It's about reducing the breadcrumbs that we leave behind. Because in today's world, unfortunately, visibility is a vulnerability. If anybody out there believes that they are on the DOGEquest site or have confirmed that they are, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it and answer any potential questions that you might have. Ryan, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. And back to you.
You know, doing cybersecurity stuff, I've talked with people who go like, oh, I don't care about cybersecurity. I've got nothing to hide. And that might be true right now. But your life can change. Situations can change. I own a Tesla. I bought it back in 2021. And back then, buying a Tesla wasn't a political act. It was just a car. And today, owning a Tesla is a political act. So if you don't care about cybersecurity, remember your life situation can change to the point that something you did years ago can come back to bite you. And I personally never thought it would be owning a Tesla. Now, all this is pretty scary. Another concern is that if data brokers weren't used, public information sites still cost money to access. So someone is funding this. I don't know who, but that's why you involve the FBI. If you own a Tesla or you're concerned about your own personal information getting brokered online, contact Obscure IQ in the link below, and they can help safeguard your personal information. Thank you guys for watching.
In a world where fashion meets firepower, where style becomes strategy. It's time to gear up for the ultimate mission with Bucker Branding. Introducing the Rock Out With Your Chalk Out t-shirt, a tribute to the fearless air cavalry. Feel the adrenaline rush as you don the pride of the skies. For those of you who dare from the air, precision and power unite when you think outside the bomb. And don't miss our Live, Laugh, Launch t-shirts for Patriot and HIMARS, because sometimes defending freedom means bringing the thunder. Finally, for the true defender of the seas, we present Department of the Boat People. Sail with honor and show your allegiance to the world's mightiest maritime force. With these shirts, hoodies, and stickers, along with the tow missile, landmines, and drone warfare. These aren't just shirts, they're statements. They're your way of saying I stand for strength, unity, and style. Get yours at Bucker Branding today.